So we're going to quickly move on to Karen now. So Karen's going to talk to us the most effective SEO tools to use. So I'm just going to hand over really quickly straight away over to you. So
thank you for having me.
No.
To the people that don't know me yet, my name is Karen, and I am doing a master in marketing, and I also specialize in SEO, WordPress, so all about organic reach and growth for small businesses. So, why me? Well, because I had done lots of things, including these ones that you can see. I was part of the Business Start Journey at the University of Kent. I've been doing some trainings, and the last one was the Digital Garage. And well, my master, I have worked with several clients, like these ones here. And the first things I want to talk about is about tracking data for your website. So as you probably can agree with me, it's very important to track data when you're doing SEO, because otherwise you don't know if your efforts are working or not. So is anybody here who is using already Google Analytics? Yeah, that's good. So for example here, in this example, as you can see, you can track your traffic source, medium, where it come from. Well, ideally we want organic, like in this case, although this is the last click default mode. Google Analytics is always giving you the last click, so do not get confused or mistaken. Do not think that you're not getting conversion rates, because this is just in real time. It's not what's been happening in the long term. So we can also set up goals. In this case, I didn't set a goal for client A, so that's why it's 0, because goal is not being tracked. But we can see that, for example, in the UK, we're getting the most amount of visitors. So yeah, it's very important to know, for example, which countries we are being targeting, because if you know which country you are getting traffic from, you can implement international SEO. So you can implement hreflang tags, which is very useful for getting even more leads and conversion for this country, but when you already are getting traffic. So moving on, I also wanted to emphasize that with Google Analytics, you can see if you're getting return of income or ROAS, like return of advertising spend. You can track which days of the week you are getting traffic. So if let's say you see that if you have a restaurant, for example, and you see that your traffic is coming from obviously Thursday to Sunday, then you can book offers and you can tailor your content to be advertising your website or on social media on the weekends. And it's very useful, so because otherwise you wouldn't know. If you don't use something like Google Analytics, which is free, I think you're missing out a lot. So it's very good that you're almost all of you using it. The one thing that I really love about Google Analytics is that you can compare periods. So with this, I just here an example. I can compare how well we did in this period of time from January 28 to July 27, 2018, and I can compare also with the past, so with you. So it's very useful to know how well we're doing in periods, because sometimes you need to back up what you're saying, or what even for yourself or for clients. So it's very important. And another tool that I really like, and I think it's really useful to know 404s or errors, forbidden errors sometimes that you get is Google Search Console. So with Google Search Console, which is also a free tool and powerful tool for webmasters and people that, for your own business, if you don't outsource your SEO, that's fine. You can track things like the queries you're ranking for. When I set up my travel blog in the summer 2017, I obviously didn't know anything about queries or keywords, so I had to learn for myself. So I realized that I was ranking for some keywords they were the right ones, but for others no. So if you go to Search Analytics, under Search Analytics you have queries, you can know which queries you are ranking, and that helps you to tailor the content that you are putting in your website or on your blog. The same way you can also use Google Search Console for things like mobile friendliness, and it's all about, you know, and I'm pretty sure we all know here, if you're not friendly in mobile, then you will not be ranked. So it's very important to see which pages have errors or issues. For example, with accelerated mobile pages, I used to get a lot of errors, so the only way I could know that is through Google Search Console. Another tool that I really recommend is Google PageSpeed Insights. Okay, so this tool and another tool that I'm gonna be presenting today, this tool is one of my favorites because of two reasons. It gives you what is done. So here I can see, before I continue, who is noticing here something in this slide?
Page speed's not great?
Sorry?
Page speed's not great?
You mean the average?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, but which, so do you notice here the URL? Do you notice something in there? Like,
oh, it's a Google page.
exactly. Well done, Aaron. So it's a Google page, and even a Google page has an average mobile speed. That's cool, isn't it? So they say you have to have got green 100 speed, green all, and even a non-Google page doesn't have the proper optimization. So the point I wanted to make with this slide, and I think the moral of this slide is, even if you don't get a 100% in both mobile and desktop, don't worry. The only thing that you need to worry is about making the be as fast as you can. So if you get a 2.2 or 3.1, like in this case, so you're pretty good to go. So there's a lot of people that speed, but even our own Google page doesn't have. So with this, I don't want you to get obsessed with speed, but try to get the most out of the resources. Whether if you're using a plugin, if you're using JavaScript, CSS. Make sure your developer or yourself just make it faster. But if you get this, you're pretty good to go. So that was the moral of the slide here. And this is the other tool I wanted to do because this tool is different to Google PageSpeed Insights. So we will come back to this slide, is this one, is GT Metrics. Why I love GT Metrics is, the reason why is because it gives you structured data. So you can see here the information is more structured. It gives me the fully loaded time. It gives me the page speed score. And here, well, because it's a slide you can't see, but it gives you a list of the things that are done and needs to be optimized, but in a clear way, a structured way. So comparing both tools, I recommend Google PageSpeed if you want to get the resources already optimized. So in the other slide, you can see here at the bottom that you get already your images, the JavaScript, and in case that CSS resources already done for you. So you don't have to go out to Adobe Photoshop or any other tool and optimize images and waste a lot of time, because we are marketers, we need to do a lot of stuff. So here you could then already optimize. So it's good, very good for you to know if you didn't know this. And the other thing that I wanted to say about GT Metrics is that you could use both of them, because GT Metrics, it would give you in a clearer way for the information. So you will see clearly what have you done so far, for a quick site from scratch to the end, with lots of resources and tools to use. And the bonus tool is that I wanted to give you as well my insights about Google Trends. When I want to research about a topic, or a client asks me to research about maybe a very difficult keyword, then I go into Google Trends or I go into Keysearch, and the comparison between the two is that Google Trends, it will give you it will tell you how a trend is topic, but it can tell you in the UK, in the USA, different, it has a lot of features, top pricing queries, for example, and it will give you the relative search volume comparing to the total. And Keysearch, it will give you the difficulty, which is what I love from this tool. It will tell you how difficult is a keyword, because if it is too high, well, obviously even the best SEO expert in the world, it will not make you rank for that keyword. So don't get confused. Nobody can make anything about that. If it's moderate easy to fairly easy, a cost per click around £1 or $1, and a very decent average monthly search volume of people searching for it, such as 300, 500 would be right, then you are very likely to rank in a short period of time. Otherwise, don't get mocked if people say, yeah, no, that wouldn't be true. So, on this video, I want to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Karen. That was really, really good. Really, really interesting. Thank you. Did you use, again, Nick, the first question, sorry, everybody. What was the last tool you were showing then? The key, no, sorry, go forward. The Keysearch? Well, I don't.
Keysearch.
Yeah, I don't do much in there.
Yeah, is this one here?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I seem to have a knack of breaking everyone's slides. Sorry about this.
Yeah, this one, Keysearch, yeah.
Who is it makes that tool? I've never had that before.
This tool is an American tool,
Yeah.
and the really great thing about Keysearch is that it gives you the difficulty score. So, for example, Google Keyword Planner, it would give you a row. There is a row in Keyword Planner that tells you difficulty, but it doesn't really tell you if it's easy, moderate, or difficult. I would know if it's difficult because I'm used to it, and I see often. But if you want to find out Google Keyword Planner, then a difficult one would be anything between 45 and 1, whereas low or moderate easy would be anything between 0 and 35. So I would go for those ones.
Cool. That's really good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Any other questions for Karen?
What do you think the future is for search? Like how granular?
For search marketing.
Yeah, how granular do you think we're going to be able to get? I mean, obviously, again, Sue's bots will get involved and dictate this, but in terms of actual SEO, where do you think that's going to, where we're going to go on that road?
Well, taking into account that 70% of the market share in China is not Google, but it's Baidu, and having to take into account as well, in Russia, they use 40% of the market share is with Yandex. If you don't have local hosting in China, it will be difficult to run, for example, there. The same in Russia. So in Russia as well, it will be very difficult. So if you want to break into international marketing organically without spending thousands of pounds, then you would need to be you would have to have SEO support. You would have to do it yourself or to outsource it. So growing organically in the long term is proved, well, according to my research, that so I'm talking about statista.co.uk, that when you do a combination effort of ads at the beginning, but you continue growing organically, you can carve ads and save money from your budget. So you will save your budget, marketing budget, and because you will have work on your SEO, so you will be organically being found because you obviously had the right queries in the title tag. You have the schema applied on your website, as we were talking about the past. For a schema, there is thousands of ways of applying schema as well that I didn't have time to talk. So the future of search marketing, it depends upon a business. If you are not being found online, you can't really rely on networking events because you will not be forever able to come to networking events. You need to be online and you need to be found for, maybe your brand is in Kent, so it will be branding in Kent. Okay, you need to appear in that page. If you don't appear, then you will not have business in 20 years.
Yeah. But in terms of actually the technology as well, do you see any major? Because for me, and this is someone who hasn't got a huge background in search at all, I've not seen it develop in a big way from a very layman's point of view over the last few years. Do you think there is much development still to come in the immediate future, or do you think it will probably stagnate for a little bit longer?
Which kind of technology you mean?
Just in terms of the way that search works, like I mean, everything else seems to be moving forward in quite interesting ways, and because I don't have that background, I don't know how search, the velocity that's going in, the direction that's going in.
Well, as I said before, if you don't have the right tools implemented on your content,
Yeah.
such as schema, you don't have the right. It's not only about keyword; it's also about building content around the topic that you want to rank for.
Yeah.
It's more than that. It's content strategy to boost your SEO. So if you don't have, if you are not continually measuring and creating content that, for example, when I go to my queries in Google Analytics, I can see how well the content is performing, and if it's performing rubbish, I can work towards becoming better, because it's about strategy. But if you don't know, if you just leave it there, yeah, you don't look at your data, you will not know, and you will not have a future. You will not be, you will just not be found, because remember that Google or any search engine such as Bing or Yandex or Baidu in China, all of these search engines answer queries for user. If you're not answering the question, that is what we're calling AAO. The search engine optimization will be AAO.
Yeah.
Then you will not have features. It's just because Google or any search engine makes money from users. So if I type a query and you are not answering that query, then, or if I go, you get thousands of people coming to your website, your click-through rate is too high, but the exit, so the bouncing rate is too high, then also that's telling Google, oh, this website maybe is not good because people are exiting at the right second, at the right very minute. So you need to have implemented, you need to have SEO, you need to grow organically, or if you have money, just spend a lot of money in ads. But it's not, and in the long term, our marketing budgets, I don't think none of us can spend that amount of money. Like Neil Patel would say, well, Google Ads cost me a lot of money, so I'd rather build a free content, like a free guide, attract people like Uber suggests, and I spend money, but I get traffic, and people is not leaving my site, it's engaging with my content, and even purchasing my courses. So and this is said by one of the best marketers, search marketers, such as Neil Patel. I hope I answered your question.
I did.
We'll do one more, and then we'll be getting kicked out soon.
Kind of two, but I'll tell you my thoughts on that in a minute. Otherwise, I won't bore everyone. But effectively, so you mentioned the page speed tools. Do you use Google Lighthouse? Have you heard of Google Lighthouse?
Google Lighthouse.
Yeah, Lighthouse.
I don't use Google Lighthouse. What's that about?
So, I mean, I know Google are using it themselves. They're actually running it on their own stuff to improve page speed. So it's quite a cool tool. So you can plug it in more at server levels, but it will kind of be analysing your pages as they're being built and as they're running, and it will feed back. So it will give you more in-depth knowledge on some of those page speed things. It's a really handy tool to be using. I know that Google, they're not going to reveal it yet, but I know that Page Insights is kind of being pushed away. Internally, they're going more Lighthouse because it tells you a bit more. Because we've done some testing around that whole Page Insights thing. Like
and really quickly, thank you very much, Karen. That was really, really good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Just really, really quickly, if there is any